This game loads so fast. I want to do this because it'll give me a skill that lets me use my resolve offensively. I've only been using it defensively so far. I'm still going to keep on using it defensively. But when I have a whole bunch, I would like to use it offensively as well. Wind Chime? It's not that important. Whoops, I was not meaning to do that. Give me these supplies. And yeah, when it comes to Fire Emblem, the next one that I want to start around here, as I mentioned before, is Binding Blade. Because I already played Fire Emblem 7, which is the prequel story to Fire Emblem 6, Binding Blade. And interestingly enough, 7 was the first one released internationally, so Blazing Blade internationally was just called Fire Emblem. Because it was the first Fire Emblem game that was released internationally. Even though... Oh, there's a bird. Even though it was a prequel to a game that was already out. And the game that it was a prequel to, Roy's game, Roy was a character in Smash, released worldwide, and a bunch of Smash players were probably like, well, who the heck is this character? Why don't we have the game that he's in? What's going on there? I'm sure a lot of people wondered that about characters like Lucas as well. But yeah, Roy was a big one, because Roy was put in Melee as a marketing thing for Melee, or for Binding Blade in Melee. Oh, just guiding me here, I guess. And then his game wasn't even released internationally, but the story that follows his father, the prequel story, was released internationally. Because I guess then they were like, oh, there's enough interest in that. So while I played the officially released English version of Fire Emblem 7, I'm going to have to be playing a fan translation version of Fire Emblem 6. Because there is no official translation, is the case. You play Monster Hunter Wilds when that comes out? I know my cousin will a whole lot. He's super into Monster Hunter. I started one Monster Hunter playthrough on the channel being Double Cross? Generations Ultimate, whatever it was called, on the Switch in 2018. I couldn't get super into it. I don't know if it was quite for me. Like, I could get why people liked it, but I don't know if it was quite for me. I know a lot of people have also told me that, like, that's not a great one to play. But I'm not too interested in it myself, so I don't really see the Monster Hunter series being one that I continue. But I definitely know those that are super into it. But yeah. Shadows of Valencia doesn't have amiibo support. Does it not? With like the Alm and Celica amiibos, because those are amiibos that they released, so I would have assumed that there was amiibo support for it, considering they released amiibos of that game. Double Cross's outdated Monster Hunter gameplay, alright. But yeah, and like how early Final Fantasy games were misnamed, like with Fire Emblem there. BS Fire Emblem was a Japan exclusive to all the weird ass gadgets Japan had back in the 90s. It was released on the Super Famicom on a service that was a satellite modem. What?
What happened here?
We were coming down the road.
Getting wild simply because you enjoyed Rise. Fair enough.
By the time we got here, it was too late.
I'm gonna crouch rather than sit.
No. It was the spirit of Yarikawa's vengeance.
Oh. Standing back up again.
You know some of the tale, but not all. Long ago, the samurai of Clan Yarikawa were the most skilled swordsmen on our island. In every generation, one lord was taught their family secret, a deadly technique called the Dance of Wrath that could cut through any foe's defense. The Dance of Wrath found its greatest master in Lord Tokiasa Yarikawa. Though beloved by his people, he resented Clan Shimura's power. Desperate to seize control, he set off a bloody rebellion that claimed countless lives. Lord Shimura's father and brothers fell to Yarikawa's Dance of Wrath technique. But with Clan Sakai's aid, Shimura put down the rebellion and executed Lord Yarikawa. Before he died, the traitor vowed to avenge his conquered people from beyond the grave. Now they leave offerings to his spirit at shrines in old Yarikawa's ruins. They beg for their enemies to die, and the spirit of Yarikawa's vengeance answers their calls with the Dance of Wrath.
You believe these men were killed by that spirit?
They were merchants known for cheating their customers, profiting from deceit.
So someone prayed for their deaths?
The shrines overflow with offerings to the spirit, begging him for bloody retribution.
How do I find these shrines?
People burn a handful of straw and flower petals to make smoke, so the spirit finds their prayers. Look to the sky, my lord.
The spirit of Yarikawa's vengeance.
Be careful.
Okay.
Yarikawa's people
If I
haven't
accidentally said,
forgotten
like,
your
Scarlet and
friend's
Violet,
role
like
in their
Pokemon Scarlet and
downfall.
That was a
Violet,
long
then I
time
probably
ago.
said it by accident without realizing.
Not to them.
Tis possible. Okay, search old Yarikawa for white smoke. So in here, he's saying, look to the sky? Spirit of Yarikawa's vengeance. So yeah, I can use some of my resolve offensively if I do this. Well, this looks important to climb, potentially. It said look to the sky, and right in the exploration area, there's a tower. So surely...
Smoke.
Oh.
An offering to the spirit.
Well, I don't feel like climbing down now, so... Okay, I could land that. I was a little bit worried. Because there have been some heights I've tried to roll, and I've just, like, died instead. So... I get a little bit worried about that sometimes. Am I okay? I'm okay. Everything is fine. Oh, thinking about my skills and stuff, I have 2 points. I could get, like, one new thing of whatever the heck I want. Perfect parries recover a small amount of health. Who cares in this difficulty mode anyway? Like, I guess if something doesn't kill me, and, like, I very slowly top myself up, or something like that, maybe. So it could be a little bit nice. Yeah, maybe once I start getting into these a little bit more. This isn't really gonna matter, because by the time that I do 3 rapid strikes, they're probably dead anyway on this difficulty mode, so, like, who cares? Launch enemy farther back and deal extra stagger damage. 2 fast spins. Whoa, I could do... Whoa. That could be kind of fun. Where it's like a double spin. Yeah, I think I probably need to do a lot before it gets me to a point that I could eat another hit on this difficulty anyway. Probably be the case. Heavy attacks with ferocious speed. Inflict increasing damage with the attack in your flurry strike. Enemies thrown by a typhoon kick or knocked down. 3 fast spinning strikes. Oh, you can really spin there. That looks kind of fun, like the spin cycle. But yeah, I'm shredding guys anyway, so I don't think I really need any of these things. And I should get, like, the more general things first and foremost anyway. So I should probably do. As I'm getting better at combat, maybe I will start standing off with people more, and then I get 3 free kills instead. I don't know. I am starting to use concentration a bit more. Notice a flashing aura around assassination targets when their allies will be alerted by their death. I don't know. Those haven't blown me up yet. Temporarily blind enemies caught in their blast smoke also lasts longer before disappearing. Looking into it, I think I found out that smoke bombs are really, really good because of, like, the assassinations you can get out of it and chain assassinations. So this isn't even just good for stealth. This is good for, like, offensive purposes in the middle of battle as well. Because combining with a smoke bomb, I should be able to, like, kill 3 guys from, like, a smoke bomb throw. So I think I'm actually going to get, like, the triple chain assassination. And then maybe I'll start upgrading my smoke bomb or something.
Give me an edge.
But yeah. Killers, not Killer Instinct, wouldn't want Microsoft suing. Yeah, better clarify about that, about the skill name there. Right, sure. That sounds good to me. So I can chain a whole bunch of dudos together now.
A shrine to the spirit of Yarikawa's vengeance. Someone left a message.
Dear pesky plumbers, search the camp for the traitor. Haitaro is a traitor to our people. He's at the camp nearby. End his worthless life.
Haitaro is a traitor to our people.
So do you want me to actually do that? Like I'm the spirit of
his worthless life. They must mean the survivor
the
camp.
spirit. I mean, Yarikawa's vengeance here. Investigate the refugee camp. Or was something nefarious afoot when someone was leaving offerings because they wanted to kill someone else? What are you doing?
How can we help you?
Look at how many times she's done it. Look at the footprints. Again, it's not as buggy as a Ubisoft game. But I do feel like this is a buggier game than most. Like, when I think of this game, I do not think of a perfectly stable game at this point. Like, it is noticeably buggy. Yeah, she's dancing. Just out here living her best life. This is a wannabe Ubisoft game with its bugs. This is what this is. Yeah, it's buggy enough to be funny rather than sad. Like, it doesn't interfere with gameplay in the way that something like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, early Cyberpunk 2077. Pretty much any modern Ubisoft game would be.
Which
Like,
one
it's
of you
not
is
quite.
Heather?
She's still doing it in the cutscene.
Someone asked the spirit of Yarikawa's vengeance to kill you.
Why would
That's
they do
why
that?
I'm going to do
He's
it.
a Mongol spy. Sneaks off every night for hours. Won't say where he goes.
I've done nothing wrong.
If you're
I want the
helping the
dancing person to
Mongols,
speak.
I will find out.
I would never do that. Please, let me prove it.
Make him confess, my lord.
I'll explain. but not now.
Confess.
Follow me.
Oh, that fixed her. I slashed her friend and then she got away. She's taking a break now. Let me just sheath my sword real quick. Well,
Can't believe they
you know
prayed
how
for
it
my
be.
death.
You should be more
Oh, he
concerned about
crouches
me.
too when I do
I'm not
that.
the spirit. I'm real.
But my lord,
Yeah, a little bit dizzy. Had to take a bit of a break.
Really? Where?
on the road,
Seemed like.
3 bandits tried to rob me. The
Oh,
spirit cut their
luckily
throats
I
and
just
vanished.
figured out how to kill 3 dudes at once. This works out perfectly. What this?
This is where I come at night, my lord.
A grave. Who's buried here?
His name was Tojiro. We were close. But his wife and family were at the camp. I can't explain why I visit without hurting them.
I understand. But the people at your camp don't, and they're scared. It's not safe for you.
Where else can I go?
Make your way to Ariake.
I was about to say, if this was something like Assassin's Creed
Before it's too
Valhalla, where we're developing a settlement or some sort of
Thank
base,
you, my lord.
that would be the prompt of like, do you want to come to my place? And then you unlock like a new character in your place. It still says search old Yarikawa for white smoke. So my current objective is, do I need to search for like a new thing of smoke? What do you mean? It says this area. Cannot fast travel during current objective. What? Please don't tell me it's bugged. That would not be good. Those are just clouds. I could go up this tower again and have a look-see. I really hope it's not bugged. Because that would kind of suck. Let's see here. Up I go. So... I don't think that would be it. That? There? Like the fog in there? Or something? I don't really see anything else in the sky. I'm just gonna go over there and see what happens, I guess. 'Cause I don't really have any other ideas right now. So, let's see here. This looks like it might be important. Maybe? Might smoke over this way. I kind of dissipated as I got in here. I can go up this tower now. I'm still in the circle. So, linen. That's way too far. That'd be out of the circle. Is it bugged? Because it's back to the first objective again that I already completed. So, I am pretty decently confused right now. So, Spirit of Yarikawa's Vengeance. I'm going to YouTube already. Because I actually am not quite sure. Ghost of Tsushima. The Spirit of Yarikawa's Vengeance. Let's see here. Skill quest walkthrough. By Inflame Gaming with an intro before it comes in. Yeah, I can skip all this stuff here. Let's skip ahead. I can see the points in the video that are most replayed and all that. So after the first smoke here. Let's see. Okay, so it's not bugged. It is supposed to do this. It still says search old Yarikawa for white smoke. Okay, so I am on the right track here. And there is, like, more places white smoke. There's some by a bridge. Okay. I was just concerned that, like, the quest was bugged at first. So if they were by a bridge in the video, then it's gotta be that. Can I not, like, put a marker down? Okay, well, kind of the way that I'm facing and a little bit to the left is the way to go here. So yeah, there are multiple places. Not it being all weird and bugged by giving me the same objective again. So I'm good in that case. Excuse me, don't mind me, just coming over this way. So, not that bridge. Okay, that wasn't it. It's gotta be this one then. Alright, turn around. Let's go this way. Let's call my horse. My digital deluxe horse and all that. Imagine... Whoops, that's not a horse jump button. Imagine if you could choose, like, between the names of Sora, Kage, whatever the last one was, and Digital Deluxe Horse, and then he just refers to that. And, like, as the horse gallops, my controller kind of vibrates with the which is interesting. It says a meme in the Fire Emblem channel that you might enjoy for added fun. Sing it to the tune of Jingle Bells. What is... You sent a what now? In the where now? Oh, I think I've seen this before. Frederick's Pick a God and Pray. I don't remember where. But I think at one point, it might have blessed my timeline on one Yuletide Carol. I'm gonna apologize. I dropped my phone. I don't know if I accidentally blocked someone. Please, everybody sound out on chat. Do you mean, like, accidentally banned someone? If you banned someone, I would have seen, like, the Anima Nerd has banned, like, so-and-so, so-and-so. So I don't think anyone got banned. Unless anyone wants to be banned, like, raise your hand now if you want to be banned. Wait, not here? Wait, what? No one was. Is that a bridge over there? I'm pretty sure I saw in the YouTube video there was a, smoke bit by a bridge or something. But yeah. Oh, thank God, because I was panicking. Imagine Anima drops her phone and just bans everyone. Someone says something that Anima doesn't like without even realizing it, and then Anima's just like, oops, I dropped my phone, I guess you're banned now. Total mistake. Like, definitely didn't mean to do it. I most definitely just dropped my phone. Where the heck? I am so confused. I don't see any bridges with... Maybe this is one that isn't quite, like, mapped out. Because I haven't gotten close enough to there before. I will have probably done, like, a full loop around this thing looking for this... There it is, yeah. Looking for the white smoke. Dang it. Well, can I jump this? Cool. Jumped over the short side. Yeah. Smoke by a bridge. Okay. Is the same person leaving more offerings?
Spirit of Yarikawa's vengeance.
Read scroll. The Mongols enslave our people. They camp along the Kushi River, not far from the shrine. Destroy them.
The Mongols enslave our people. They camp along the Kushi River, not far from the shrine.
So am I gonna actually kill those ones?
This is my fight, not the spirits.
So yeah, I am gonna do it anyway here. So the Mongol camp is like right over here. Anyway, I'm off to bed. Have a nice day, Harmonia Company. Have a nice stream. Okie doke. Appreciate you stopping by and hanging out here, Azzy. Have a good rest of the night. Ooh, flowers. Yoink. I'll take those. Oh, unless the spirit already enacted vengeance here.
Shieldmen. It took impressive skill to kill them.
Let me out! Please, my lord!
Calm down.
Nah. Okay, I guess so. I guess I can. Because you ask so
Tell me
nicely.
what happened.
The spirit! He cut through them all! Then he left. Thought I was going to die in a cage.
Who were these people with the Mongols?
They're the ones who sold me to them.
You're free. Go.
Thank you.
The spirit moved on. Perhaps to another shrine.
Okay. So keep on looking around for some more. Oh, and it doesn't show an area here.
Let's go.
So, okay, yeah, it is back to search roll Yarikawa for the white smoke. Okay, well, maybe I'll just run around here, and that guy's still schmoving. Maybe I will just run around here and look up for this stuff and find it eventually as I loop around, because I don't know. I don't know what to do here. Ow. It's fine. And some other news that I can ramble about. I went to a career fair today at my university campus. Oh, that looks like white smoke there. Yoink. Decided to go into work today since I kind of wanted to go to that. So, did a half day of work, worked on some Python programs. Then I, yeah, here's the smoke here. Then I had some lunch, a bunch of repurposed leftovers. That was actually really tasty. Then went to this career fair, and I ended up spending a decent bit of time there. My legs got really tired from, like, standing around for so long. And I started to get lightheaded from my orthostatic intolerance I have. That basically makes that if I'm standing still or relatively still for a prolonged period of time,
Close by.
I have my blood flow slow and I risk passing out. Follow the sounds of combat. Or the wind. Or both. So chatting with a bunch of potential employers there. Nobody really looking all that much for like computer-based stuff. There wasn't a whole lot of that, but still, whoops. But still intriguing to like chat with a few and get some ideas of like different things that are out there and stuff. Whoa. But yeah, I was definitely feeling it, Mr. Krabs, by the end. Definitely very glad to have gotten home and be able to like sit down and get my blood flow to normal and stuff. What's your opinion on Echoes of Wisdom? Good, or is it Mario and Luigi Brothership level disappointment? I would say it's Mario and Luigi Brothership levels disappointment. Because both Mario and Luigi Brothership and Echoes of Wisdom have aspects of them that are genuinely really good. But it's just like the general gameplay of them I'm not a fan of. With Mario and Luigi Brothership, the thing that I really like is the boss battles. I think that they're some of the best in the series, in my opinion. And with Echoes of Wisdom, I think that some of the puzzle solving is like some of the best in the series. What with like the so many different ways you can approach the puzzle solving and how well it rewards creativity. Like I really quite like that. Went into this home here. But it's really hurt by just awful menuing. So a lot of people complained about the menuing for arrow fusion in Tears of the Kingdom, where it's like, if you knocked an arrow and wanted to quickly fuse something to it on the fly, you would hold like one of the D-pad buttons, and it just comes up on like a straight horizontal list across potentially hundreds of items that you have to scroll across like one at a time, trying to find like the one specific thing that you're looking for. Like there'll be like a recently used kind of thing, Rabob, as well. But let's say you want to find something that you haven't used in a while. You have to scroll super far in. Or let's say you just happen to miss the thing that you were looking for. And then you scroll all the way to the end. And you're like, what the heck, where was it? And then you start from the beginning again. And you start scrolling all over again. Like, it's just awful. But a lot of people forgave it because it was just for arrow fusion. That you're not doing like a massive ton of time. And a lot of players, myself included, just didn't like fuse arrows all that much. Just because it's like a pain in the ass. Oh, this way we go. So then the developers of Echoes of Wisdom were like, this is perfect. Let's make this our main game mechanic. So it would have been really cool if you could assign like multiple echoes at once so that you could summon them on the fly. So like things like Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask, you could assign 3 different things to be used on the fly to like the different directions of the C-stick. Or things like Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D. You could assign 2 things to quick buttons, X and Y, and 2 more things to the touch screen that you could quickly touch. And you would essentially have like 4 things that you could quickly jump to on the fly without having to re-menu, find the right items, and assign them again. Echoes of Wisdom, you can only assign 1 thing at a time. And it's the entire mechanic by which you interact with the world. Like, it'd be a lot more forgiving in something like a regular Zelda game, where it's like, you have your sword, you have your shield, you're hitting, like, you're swinging your sword, you're using your shield, and that's how you usually play, and it's only from time to time you use items. But in Echoes of Wisdom, the main way you interact with the world is through your echoes. There isn't a sword and shield that you're swinging around by default. There's, like, the hero meter, or whatever the heck it's called. But by, like, standard gameplay, there isn't.
Offerings taken from the shrines.
The main way you interact with the world is with the echoes. And you have to use a lot of different echoes. And typically in conjunction when you're solving puzzles. Or even during boss battles where it's like, hey, I have, like, 6 tri-points or whatever they're called. So maybe I'll summon, like, two of these guys that cost 2, and 2 of these guys that cost 1, or 1 of these guys that costs 1, and another different guy that costs 1. And every single time you do that, you gotta remenu. You gotta either pause the game, go into your menu, track down the next guy that you want to summon, and assign that to like the one button that you have, or do that awful horizontal menu where, let's say you're in a really niche case now, you have to go through that entire long horizontal list trying to find the one thing that you're looking for, and it just results in, at least in my opinion, like just a really genuinely frustrating gaming experience, because I felt like I was spending half the game menuing because they couldn't just assign more buttons to like quick buttons that I could use on the fly. Like if there was 3 or 4 echoes that I could assign, then I could just like have this set of ones when I want to platform, or even have like preset kits or something like that. Like this game, I think, for example, let's see here. One of the things I had in here, what was it? Stuff like this. I have armor loadouts off, but you can turn it on, where it's like your loadout is different depending on what armor you're wearing. So it's like I have these things equipped here, nothing equipped here, but then I can like set up a loadout for this with like charms and stuff, and then like switch loadouts as I want to like different things I have equipped. Imagine if there was a loadouts in Echoes of Wisdom, so I could have like a loadout for platforming that has like my boxes, my trees, my trampolines, and I could do those all at once. My loadout for combat, where it has like all my main fighting ones that I really like, stuff like that. I'm okay with having this off for now, is what I think. I don't have all that many charms and stuff yet, so I'm good just sticking around with this anyway. So it would have made it a lot easier to just like go into the menu, switch to the combat loadout when I'm fighting. When I'm trying to do some platforming, switch to the platforming loadout, stuff like that. But instead, it just ended up being like a super frustrating experience where you have to keep on swapping your one slot, your one button that you have. I also found the combat in it to be really, really boring, because unlike other Zelda games, you don't actually participate in combat like 90% of the time. You just sit back and watch your echoes fight, and when they die, you summon another one infinitely. And all you do is just dodge enemy attacks and just replace your echo whenever it falls. Like, you can get a little bit more interactive with the sword fighter mode if you have enough charge for that, which isn't always. I typically conserve it for boss battles, where it's like you can basically become Link and have his abilities, where you can swing the sword and use the bow and arrow and throw bombs and stuff like that. So you can actually play the game actively during these instances. But anytime you have it on, like, your meter for it slowly goes down until it hits 0, and then you can't use it anymore until you get like points and build it up again. And you can just like, there's no penalty to popping it initially. Like, it's not like it takes off an initial chunk for popping it. Like, it's only as you're using it that slowly whittles down. So I was playing it like super efficiently. Like, I would be going up to an enemy, and then the moment I'm right beside them, pop sword fighter mode, slash, 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 they go away, immediately cancel sword fighter mode, and then I've only used like a smidge of the bar. And there's always like the little animation of going into it, like the little hold up the sword, do, whatever the heck kind of thing, or bob. And you're just constantly switching back and forth, like briefly pausing the game with a do, slash, 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 do. They run to the next position, do, slash, 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 do. And it's just monotonous. I don't know if that's the right term. So that's how you be efficient about sword fighter mode if you want to actually engage with the game a bit more and not just sit back and watch enemies fight one another. And when it comes to watching enemies fight one another, it is very much a case, I assume I go there, of like the memes that you'll see of like the boss when you face them and it's like this super difficult thing, and then it's like the boss when you unlock them as a playable character and it shows like a really wimpy kind of thing. That's very much what it feels like, because the enemy AI was designed to face you, a player, or a lot of them I'm sure were designed to face like a version of Link before. The AI really doesn't feel like it was designed to take on other AI, and they just go through like their very basic patterns against one another. And it's not very interesting at all. And a lot of the time, because of that, the fights will just drag on and on and on and on. And unless you have Sword Fighter Bar, or you don't want to spend your Sword Fighter Bar because you want to potentially save it for something more difficult coming up, you have no other choice but to just sit back and watch it happen. Like, I thought it would be cool for a long time to have a Legend of Zelda game where you play as Zelda, and, like, you have some powers that are different to Link. But
Another
instead,
artifact
her
of the spirit.
powers are just, like, sit back, watch the game play itself, resummon a Dudo infinitely whenever they're gone, and if you want to actively engage, you can briefly go into a Link mode for a limited time. Like, I wanted to play a Zelda game where I would play as Zelda and, like, cast magic and spells and stuff like that. Things you never see
Lord
Link do.
Sakai is the last of his clan, and a servant of the dog Shimura.
I would have
Lead him
loved
to
to
the
have
garden
seen
of
that.
the gods, so they may witness his death.
And then you could have had, like, a more active role in gameplay by, like, flinging spells that also differentiates you from Link. Instead of just, like, hey, here's, like, the Echo mode that differentiates you from Link, but we realize that's boring, so you can temporarily play Link to make the game a little bit more engaging.
Prayer to the spirit. To kill me, I'll go to the garden of the gods and end this.
So, okay, I'll just go end this with the person that's leaving those out. Unlock this skill. Damn, sounds like they doubled down on Link's Awakening on the Game Boy's item swapping flaw. I never played the original on the Game Boy. I did play the Switch version in 2018, 2019, whatever that was.
What do you know about
I don't remember how the
garden
item
of the
swapping
gods?
was in
Only
that.
it's a
But it was made
beautiful
by the
field
same
of
team that
white
made the Link's
flowers.
Awakening Switch version. It is worth noting. But yeah, so I really was not a fan of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. I think it's probably one of my least favorite Legend of Zelda games, honestly. Like, I'll look at games like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom and have, like, a lot of flaws that I can cite with them. Like, a lot of things that aren't super great about them to me. But still be like, yeah, these are generally, like, pretty good games. And I still got a lot of hours of fun of them. And they're, like, good, well-crafted experiences. But with Echoes of Wisdom, it feels like the core gameplay just isn't there. Like, the core gameplay isn't fun. Like, there was some fun to be had with the, like, the unique puzzle solving. If the menuing doesn't bore you to death before that point. But that's not enough to, like, salvage the whole rest of the game that's going on there, and it just ends up being boring. I think if I wasn't a content creator doing a playthrough of it on my channel, I would not have beaten the game. I would have gotten bored and I would have quit. Also, the game lags constantly. Like, not as much as, like, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet when it's hiccuping, but just by, like, a smidge where you notice it and it's annoying. And the game only runs at a full stable frame rate if you stand still. If you stand still, the game runs at, I believe it's a full 60 FPS. Like, it runs completely smoothly. But the moment you're moving, it lags. It's less than that. And the game speed is tied to the frame rate, and it's also kind of area dependent. So as you're going, like, it feels like you're permanently going, like, a little bit slow, and then you get to a certain area, and then you start slowing down even more by, like, a smidge. Like, especially around Hyrule Castle. It's really bad there. And, like, and then sometimes you'll just suddenly start going a decent smidge faster as, like, it picks up the speed again. It's like, oh, okay. And I don't understand how, like, a little 3D, 2D game like that
Statues of
could
the gods.
lag the way that
This
does
must
on
be
the
their
Switch when
garden.
they get things like Tears of the Kingdom working as well as they do.
Shrine. No
So,
spirit.
yeah, unless you're standing still, it's going to lag. The amount dependent on where you are.
This note's addressed to me.
Yarikawa's vengeance has come for you. And yeah, it would have been cool to have her be a mage rather than a summoner. Or a mage and a summoner, with, like, summons that work in cool different ways. Like, at first, the idea sounds intriguing of, like, get anything around the world and use it to summon. I think the items can be interesting to resummon. The enemies, not so much, because, again, like, enemy AI being used on you is very different from enemy AI on enemy AI. Like, it feels like you're just watching totally accurate battle simulator, but without, like, the fun jankiness. Just, like, boring, stiff rigidness
Yarikawa's vengeance has come for you.
is what it kind of feels like. So,
So
yeah, I
you're the
really
spirit.
don't like Echoes of Wisdom.
I am the wind that stirs the ashes. I am Yarikawa's vengeance.
You spill blood using a technique that died with a clan of traitors. Who are you? A samurai's daughter? Did you survive the rebellion?
No one survived. This is a land of ghosts.
Now we're gonna duel the spirit. I'm gonna die a few times.
Who asked you to kill me?
The peasants who bow to you. The merchants who smile as you pay them. All Yarikawa prays for the death of Clan Sakai and Shimura.
Not everyone. Some forgive.
The rest weep for revenge. I will
Do
bring
they?
them comfort.
Well, time to, Spirit of Yarikawa. So yeah, not a fan of Echoes of Wisdom. Because you see, I am incredibly sexist. And they should not have had Zelda as the main character. That's the only reason. Okay.
I see how you move.
Yarikawa is your grave.
Well, if she just doesn't do red attacks, then great. That's a red attack. I saw that coming. Because I know the moment that they sheath, that's always a red attack. I've noticed from prior duels. Poke! Poke!
What are you doing?
Poking!
Learning. I know how to defeat you.
No, you will die.
It's called poking. Oh, L1 that to unleash the Dance of Wrath. What? I'm hitting it. I am hitting it. What? L1 square to unleash the Dance of Wrath. Oh, I guess it's keeping my resolve full so I can do it. Thank goodness I have this skill. Because it needs me to do the Dance of Wrath. So I literally can't die at this point. Just because I have, like, the skill that lets me revive and it's keeping my resolve full. I'm hitting L1. Oh, did I do it? I don't know why it took so many tries.
You were a
I
great
was hitting
warrior,
L1 square.
but you let rage blind you to the true enemy. The Dance of Wrath belongs to me now.
Spirit of Yarikawa's
I
vengeance.
use it as you should have.
Okay. So I got the Dance of Wrath that I think the description said was unguardable. Mukade's Revenge, Inhuman Strength, and a Venomous Onslaught. Okay. Ooh, it looks like a glow stick. Is what it kind of looks like. I'm cool with the current look, I'm gonna be honest. Supplies, only 9. Not 2 on the sake cellar. Is there a new legendary one? Oh, I don't know why it said a thing was updated then. I don't know what's going on with that. Well, cool. Now I have an offensive way to be using my, the resolve. I forgot the name of it for a hot second there.